3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Come here for a minute. I want to talk to you. Mama says you're brain dead, bang your head against the wall. Can't find peace of mind, brain needs an overhaul. Bonehead, brain dead, we're all the same. You can't think straight when your heart is in pain. Turn around, hit the ground, time to lay your burden down.
The views expressed on this broadcast of the Take 12 Recovery Radio Show are those of the co-host and guest and do not necessarily reflect those of our affiliates. The topics and opinions on today's show should not be considered as medical, psychological, or professional advice. Take 12 Radio is not affiliated with any particular 12-step fellowship. And now, here's your host,
The man, the myth, the legend.
the Monty Man.
I'm telling you the truth, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Good guys, bad boys, we're all the same. Saved by grace is the name of the game. Turn around, hit the ground, time to lay your burden down.
That's right. Thank you to the Allies for our theme song, Burden Down. Welcome to the Take 12 Recovery Radio Show. Tony is here.
Morning.
Bruce is here.
Good morning.
Marv is here.
Yeah, I am.
Different answer.
Christy the Kitty. Christy the Kitty is here.
Giving quite the look today, too.
Yeah, she be the evil eye. The evil eye. I hope you enjoyed last week's show. We gave everybody the day off except for moi. We did we did an hour of uninterrupted recovery music by recovery recording artists. And there that is there. So we are back in the studio this week. And the topic for this week is integrity. Integrity. We're going to be talking about what that is, how that relates to her recovery, and so forth and so on. Hey, but before we do that, our email address is take12radio@comcast.net. That's TAKE, the number 12, radio at comcast.net. And our main website is take12radio.com. You can type in the number 12 or the word, take you to the same place.
They fixed it finally?
The email is fixed? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was weird. Well, evidently...
You pressed number 5?
Evidently, somebody tried to get into the email using a different password too many times.
And lock you out?
And it locked us out, and Comcast didn't understand why, because that's not what it showed on their end. We couldn't understand why, but evidently I talked to the wrong Comcast person. And then my wife told me, oh, oops, I think that was me. I forgot the password. So like 2 weeks of that. And but anyway, we're back on track with that. Sadly, Aaron Morin, who played Joni Cunningham in Happy Days, passed away the other day due to complications with stage 4 cancer.
I thought it was heroin.
No, not at all. In fact, the news report talks about the fact that there were no drugs. Toxicology reports and results found no illegal narcotics were discovered in her body or in the premises or anything like that. But she did have cancer, and that's what they're crediting it to. But I was thinking about this. It just seems like yesterday I was watching Happy Days. You know, and Joni, and in I think in the reunion show, her and Chachi got married, if I remember right.
Yeah, then had a spin-off show.
Yeah, called Joni and Chachi. Right?
Joni Loves Chachi.
Joni Loves Chachi.
Yeah.
Right.
I watched all that.
Yeah.
Pastor Kelly just did the stuff on Happy Days too yesterday at church.
Yeah, he did. He played the little theme song. Yeah. So there's that there. Boy, I'll tell you what, life is interesting. You're here 1 minute and gone the next.
Isn't she really part of a success story that she had a battle with alcoholism for a few years and conquered that?
All right, so I'm going to quote Marv. I can't know.
I still don't know what that means.
I don't know.
But I laugh at it.
I don't know either, and I'd hate to start a rumor.
I'm
The
not
person
sure.
passed away, but that's what I heard.
Yeah, in her
You know,
past, that it's
on
very,
the
very
news,
possible. Yeah.
That makes it right, doesn't it?
Sure.
Like Trump being president?
I can pass that along with a little integrity.
Maybe. I don't know. With all the fake news that's out there and stuff, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows anymore? But you can trust everything we say we don't know about here.
Then we'll Google it.
We don't know. So there's that there. And of course, this last week, the ever beloved 420 came and gone.
I did not miss Walter being home for that one.
Lord have
No.
mercy. 420. You know what 420 is, Bruce?
I have no
You know what
idea.
420 is?
No.
Well,
Seriously?
it's actually two things.
It's not for me to know.
It not only was
I thought
it not
you
only
guys
was
would know.
Hitler's birthday,
Oh, that's right.
but more recently, in
Really?
the
You
last
guys didn't know?
in the last what 15 years maybe.
A lot.
It has been the celebrated date of National Marijuana Day, basically Toke Out Day.
Yeah.
At the time was 420, right?
No wonder.
At
I think the
420
time was 420. The
420
day was
on 420.
420.
Everybody's supposed to get stoned or something like
yeah.
that.
Walter
Yeah.
celebrated all day long.
Zippity doo dah.
Like he does every day.
But people that do that celebrate all year long,
Yeah,
every day,
exactly.
don't they?
So what's the big deal? Walter would say, "It's my holiday."
That's kind of a sad commentary.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Very sad.
See, alcoholics didn't need any of that.
So now we have in Lynn County here. Now we have, which is for the most part a pretty conservative county. But it really surprised me. But they fought it for a long time. But now recreational marijuana is available, and there's signs everywhere, and people with those, they stand on the corner and spin the signs for pizza, for pizza and all that. Well, now they have them for giant marijuana leaves, spinning and announcing your right to get stoned and get in your car and drive under the influence, even though that's illegal, right? People are doing it. I mean, come on.
Well,
I was driving down the freeway the other day, and this guy was smoking on a bong while he was driving his car.
Oh my God!
Hey. In Texas, I don't know if you still can or not, but there was a time in Texas where you could drink and drive.
Really?
Yeah, as long as you weren't drunk. Tell me how that works. I don't.
Going on 50-mile road trip. Got my bottle of vodka out here.
So all the right fighters for the marijuana initiative and all that stuff we're celebrating and all that. Go green, baby. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Well, yes, I do. People do not want to deal with reality. They'd much rather be numb. And they want their right to do that. That's no criticism there. I'm just saying. I'm just stating the fact. That's just the way it is. People don't want to deal with life on life's terms. Heck, life on life's terms. How about life on God's terms?
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with it. What can I say?
You ever see the spots on TV, on the news, where cop gets out of his car and he walks up to the car, and another car comes along and hits the squad car, bounces off of it, and turn around? Well, I've seen that a few times where the police have done that. It's dangerous for them,
Right?
To stop, and they always be careful of that because people have ran into the cars that they're checking and ran into their cars. So I mean, like, here we got people that are getting stoned.
Yeah.
And they're driving down the freeway, and a cop walks up to them, and they're driving down the freeway. I mean, they're going 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And they're stoned.
Yeah.
Somebody comes along and bang.
Well, I
mean, I predict that's going to happen. I'm making a.
Oh, it already has.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's already been a record of several fatalities due to automobile accidents where marijuana was involved. No other substances, not alcohol.
I'm talking about he's only going 5 on the freeway.
Oh, he goes slow and gets hit. Well, I remember driving in Hayward, California, when I lived in Hayward and San Leandro area. Yay, everybody that's living in the East Bay. I would be driving down the freeway, and I would tell my buddy Larry, I go, Larry, doesn't it seem to you that when we're stoned, we're actually going really slow. And he just looks over at me and he goes, you're only going 8 miles an hour in the fast lane. You need to speed up. And I'd say, well, it feels like it takes forever to get to the Hagenberger Road exit, for instance. Well, it would take forever because I'm stoned out of my gourd. Mm-hmm. and so that's the slow lane, I guess, is for stoners, right?
I don't know. The
fast lane is for the meth heads?
I've been there 100 times, and I can just imagine that people don't think that those things aren't going to happen.
Yeah.
That they're going to.
Yeah, you bet.
The few times I did do it and drive, people say I drove better.
What do you do when you're
I don't know how.
When they're smoking? I mean, actually, smoke and drive another, and they're getting stoned while they're driving. Think about that. Mm-hmm. As Marv would say, they could wreck a horse.
Yeah, that'd be hard to do.
I think the horse wouldn't still be hurt a horse.
Well, let me just say this: if I'm a pothead, and I really wasn't much of one. I was much more go chemical guy. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to just go to sleep kind of thing. But when I did, I severely got the munchies because it drops your vitamin C level down a lot.
Is that what makes you get the munchies?
Yeah, so you get the munchies. And so I'll tell you what, nobody's stopping me from getting in my car and going down to the Golden Arches, Tony.
Queen of the Golden Arches.
If I got the munchies, man, I'm answering that Clarendon call.
Oh, and we bluntly, pardon the pun, have people smoking blunts and pipes and stuff through the drive-thru.
Pull up to the drive-thru?
Yeah, and it's legal now, so they don't have to hide it.
So people's argument is that well, it's still illegal to drive that way. People aren't going to do that because it's legalized. You want to bet? Mm-hmm. There are people that will smoke pot right now that never would have even tried it except for that it's legal. And they don't know if they're one in five that genetically has a disposition to addiction. Mm-hmm. And now we've allowed them to just go ahead and do it and trigger that element in their brain. And aren't we such a wonderful country?
Well, now there's stuff called dabs. Which I'm learning
what is
about.
Up with that? What is
I don't know. It's something with the oil. You just use the oil, and it's supposed to be more instant gratification, like
is it
just
faster
quicker and longer. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, whoever's listening, if you know about dabs, send us an email.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
what
not too familiar with them. I asked Walter about it because he knows everything about that stuff. And
everything that's pot related?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I put that on there. I'm like, I should know.
I know. Oh, well.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
But some people just do the oil. It's just oil. That's all I know.
Yeah. Well, that's my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Is Cecil and Walter friends?
I think Cecil is Walter.
Could be.
That's a good question, Marv. Did you have Walter in here before you asked me to do the show to do Cecil?
Walter has been on the show.
Oh, he has. That's right.
Yes,
oh,
he was
God.
on the show.
I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
No, don't apologize. I loved having him on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. I like having naysayers on. It makes for an interesting show.
I liked this show when he was on.
Yeah.
I forgot about which show was it?
I don't know what it was called.
No, it was 2 shows back. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go through the archives.
Too many shows back. Anywho's it. Anywho's it. Hey, listen, we are getting ready coming up in June, on June 5th, celebrating our 14th year of broadcasting. That's just around the corner. And so I put a little poll out there yesterday just asking the question, should we continue broadcasting? Coming up on our 14th year, what do you think? And I had a couple of people panic. They're going, where are you going? It's just a question. It's just a question. Calm down. Should we continue broadcasting? So go on Facebook and answer the poll. And our Facebook page, you can get on it right from our webpage, take12radio.com. Just go down to the bottom and click on the Facebook logo and answer our poll there. And when we come back from this little break, we're going to do a little Take 12 trivia. And it's going to be in the area of hamburgers.
Oh, God.
Hamburger trivia. And then we'll get to our topic, integrity. So don't go away. Listen to this.
Turn around, hit the ground, time to lay a burden down.
Hey there, this is the Monty Man from Take 12 Recovery Radio, and I'd like to talk to you about Skywood Recovery Center. At Skywood, a residential treatment facility under the beautiful skies of Augusta, Michigan, they can help you rediscover your authentic self in recovery. You may feel like I have in the past, entirely helpless. You may be completely heartbroken, as I have been, over what addiction has done to you and to your family. But the friendly professionals at Skywood Recovery Center firmly believe that everyone has the ability to recover. They believe it because they have seen real healing revive the lives and hearts of so many who were once hopeless and heartbroken. To begin the mending of your broken heart, call 855-317-8377 or visit SkywoodRecovery.com. Skywood Recovery Center is a part of the Foundation's Recovery Network.
All right, everybody, it's time for Take 12 Trivia, brought to you by that award-winning recovery magazine, the 12-Step Gazette. Visit their website at 12stepgazette.com. Now take it away, the Monty Man!
Maybe that was Walter. We love you, Walter. Okay, hamburger trivia. All right, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bonus. If you get it right, of course, you get little honkers, and if you get it wrong, you get the fluff machine. Here is question number 1. Americans eat nearly, here are your choices, 10, 20, or 50 million hamburgers a year.
Whoa.
Per person?
Americans as a whole.
50 million.
50 million? What do you say?
50 million.
You say 50 million? What do you say, Marv?
20.
20, Marv. Sorry, you get the fluff machine. It is actually 50 million. Yep, you guys are right. Which translates to 3 burgers a week for every single person in the United States. 3 burgers a week. That doesn't seem like a lot to me.
No.
For, people that eat inflammatory processed foods like we do. Yeah. Oh, well. Okay. 50 million. Number 2. Now, here's one for Tony. McDonald's mogul Ray Kroc, is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
K-R-O-K-C. Didn't get into the burger business until he was how old? 30, 40, or 50?
I want to say 50.
Okay, Bruce, what about you?
Who is this guy?
He was the guy that started McDonald's. Ray Kroc.
Well, still the idea.
Oh, he didn't get into it?
Yeah, how old was he? In his 30s, 40s, or 50s?
I imagine 50s.
Okay, what do you think, Marv?
I'll go along with
You go along? You guys are correct. It wasn't until his 50s.
I want to see that movie that just came out. It's coming out.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You did?
One of his-
No, I didn't
the
see the
first
movie,
ones.
but I saw it on
I want to
Redbox.
see that.
Yeah, one of the first
What
ones is
movie's
down in
that?
L.A.
It's called, my friend Erica just watched it.
It's got a big golden arches on it and the
Yeah.
guy's face.
I can't remember.
It's a documentary, isn't it? Is it a
Yeah.
documentary about McDonald's?
About how it was founded. Oh, I think that's the name of the movie. Founded.
Founded.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I think I'm right.
I think you're right.
Oh, what's in this coffee?
I don't know.
Jesus.
All right, so let me see here. It is called Founder.
Founder.
Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Yes, Michael Keaton. And let's see here. Come on, let's do it. Come on. There it is. This is the true story of how Ray Kroc, a struggling salesman from Illinois, met Mac and Dick McDonald, who were running a burger operation in the 1950s in Southern California. Kroc was impressed by the brothers' speedy system of making the food and saw a franchise.
He stole the idea.
You're
That's
mean.
That's what my friend Erica said.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you
Like,
believe
stole the
everything,
idea.
everything Erica says?
No.
Do you? Do you? Huh? Really? Do you?
Probably. She saw the movie.
Okay, here we go. Number 3, White Castle is the oldest burger chain in America. It was started in 1921 by Walter A. Anderson and E.W. Ingram, who sold their...
No, I thought that was the question, and I had that.
No, sorry, Bruce.
Keep going.
They sold their burgers for how much? 5 cents, 10 cents, or 25 cents?
Oh, 5 cents.
5 cents? What do you think, Tony?
I'm going with him.
Marv? 5, 10, or 25 cents?
This was in 1921.
Yep.
I'll go with the nickel.
You guys are correct. It was 5 cents. You betcha.
That was like $5 back then.
No.
No, I don't think so.
There wasn't that much of a difference.
Hamburgers account for what percent of all sandwiches? 40, 50, or 20%?
What?
Hamburgers account for what percent of all sandwiches? 40%, 50%, or 20%?
40.
Yeah, I'm
Bruce?
gonna go with 40 also because there were so many of a year.
I'll say 40.
Yeah, you guys are right. Yep. Take that, club sandwich.
He needs a Subway.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, you had 5 in a bonus. Okay, so here's number 5. Hamburgers are also called blank. And I'll give you your choices.
Hamburguesa.
What did he say?
Hamburguesa.
Oh, no, this is your bonus question. Okay, I take it back. So hamburgers were also called Liberty sandwiches, Bell sandwiches, or burgers.
Burgers.
Burgers?
What was the first one?
Liberty sandwich, Bell sandwich, or burgers?
Bruce's face.
I don't know, but I'll just go with the burgers, and I think it's Liberty.
Okay. What do you think, Marv?
Burgers.
Burgers? So why would you say Liberty, Bruce?
Just because I think I've heard it before.
Okay, well, you would be correct.
Oh.
Because soldiers during World War I wanted to avoid using the German name.
Hamburgers Jr.?
Which is actually German. Yeah, actually, that's where they came from.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't want to use the German name, so they called them Liberty sandwiches. So Bruce got that right.
Nice job.
No, he didn't get it right.
No,
he
I
guessed
said-
and then he went,
Oh.
oh, no, take it back.
You got it wrong.
Yeah, I said burgers, but I
Oh.
think it's Liberty.
You
'Cause
thought
I
it was
think
Liberty.
I heard it
I think
before.
he should get half a fluff for that one.
Half a fluff?
Yeah. Because he was half right. Yeah. Those are-
Yippee, zippity, doodah. And those are our Take 12 trivia for this week.
That sounded real.
I know.
Okay, thank you, Tony. Tony brought in a major coffee today from McDonald's, and also yogurt goodies with strawberries and blueberries, parfait things. Yeah, she came in bearing gifts. That's our Queen of the Golden Arches.
What? Oh, we have a crew app, and that's what I put as my name.
Did you really?
Yeah, Queen of the Golden Arches. So now I get a notification. Queen of the Golden Arches, you have one new notification.
Wow. Wow. Today's topic, this week's topic, integrity. Webster says, definition, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. Quote, he is known to be a man of integrity. The second definition is the state of being whole and undivided, which is where what I really want to focus on here. So if you were to ask, if I were to ask the three of you and maybe a handful of listeners to go out to an apple orchard and bring in 3/4 of an apple, each person bring in 3/4 of an apple. Okay. You would all come back with different sized apples. You understand what I'm saying? Your perception would be 3/4 of an apple. Tony looks like this. Bruce's would be a little different.
I'd cut it.
You might cut it. Marv may eat 1/4 of it and bring 3/4 back in, but they'd all be a little different. They would not have integrity. They would not show their wholeness and completion. They would not be in agreement with each other. Okay, so the state of being whole or undivided is where we get the word integro from. Simply means to be of one mind, of one set. So there is no confusion. So if I went out and said, everybody bring me one apple, you'd all bring me one apple. Now, the apples themselves may be different sizes and that kind of thing, but they would be whole. And there would be no doubt that was one apple. If you brought in 3/4 of an apple, a whole bunch of people did, some people would say, well, that's not 3/4, and other people would say, well, that one is. You see what I'm saying? So that's really what's at the core of this meaning of integrity, to be.
So I suppose we don't want to be talking about oranges.
No, we
At
wouldn't.
this point, we stick with the apples.
Although the same could be said about orange. Marv, go out and get us 3/4 of a
You
horse.
see how his mind works?
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of like divided.
It is.
But with integrity.
But with integrity. Yeah. So C.S. Lewis said something to the effect of integrity is when you do the right thing even when no one's looking. And that's really good. I like that. But what's integrity mean to you, Marv?
Well, I'll tell you right off the bat, one thing it means to me is, let me use an example. If somebody tells me they're going to do something
Yeah.
and don't do it, and I'm counting on it, and they don't do it, to me, they have no integrity.
Okay. Good.
That's a major thing with me.
Mhm.
I don't know why, but it is.
Following through the commitment that they said they'd do.
Yeah.
Particularly if they just pull a no-show, right? And they don't call or anything.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Bruce? What's integrity to you?
I think I like what Marv just said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think about that. Give me shivers because, you know, I don't know that I had much integrity, but I was thinking of being double-minded, you know, and wanting to have my mind changed and to be single-minded, to be more Christ-like in my life. You know, so everything could be unified then. We wouldn't be bringing the apples.
Right.
And looking different.
Yeah.
And I was surprised with C.H. Lewis's comment because I thought it would be a little more deeper than that. You know, I was kind of like disappointed. I said, "Oh, C.H. Lewis."
Well, you know, the Big Book says most good ideas are simple, right? Maybe C.S. Lewis read that.
Well, he probably knows more about integrity than I do.
Than the average guy.
Yeah, I'm just starting.
Yeah.
In the last few years to be the kind of man that Marv is talking about. That's what I'm striving for, to do that. Before I come to Christ, I didn't give a darn.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I'd say something to a man like Marv and then never follow through.
And it didn't bother you.
Yeah, it didn't bother me a bit.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It might bother me if I wanted to go back and talk to him, but it's not enough not to go back and talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Tony?
Oh, I was hoping you would just.
No, I'm not going to skip you.
Well, from what I'm gathering, and I won't lie, if you listeners, I have no idea what this word means, but I'm guessing if I had to put a situation to it, like how I work at work.
Oh.
I'm guessing maybe I work with integrity because before I didn't care.
Right.
And McDonald's has done so much, I like to give back in any way I can, whether it be to the job or the guests, go the extra mile.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Did
you
that
do.
fit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You do work with integrity, and you know you've been recognized for that. You know, regionally, right? And so I'm kind of like Marv. I get really. I wonder what's going on because people have less and less integrity. It seems as the years go by. When you say you're going to do something and you're not able to, that's fine. You know, if you have a legitimate reason why you can't, and you pick up the phone and you call or you know say something or whatever, I can handle that. But when you pull a no-show, or a no call or whatever it is that you say you're going to do, and you just vanish. And the thing that I don't get is if you vanish off the face of the earth, that's one thing, but you're still around.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example. I know a person who is a pastor. And by the way, this lack of integrity thing isn't limited to millennials or Generation X or the baby boomers, or this is everybody. I'm watching people older than me, and I'm going to be 62, and I'm watching people older than me with a lack of integrity, and it's blowing my mind. So I know this pastor who was scheduled to speak on a specific day every month and didn't show up. So I was concerned. So we got a hold of him, and we tried to, and they didn't call back. So the next month, same thing. Got a hold of him, and got a text back and said, "Oh, I have a prior commitment." What do you mean you have a prior commitment? You committed to this at the beginning of the year. You know, and so I got a hold of them and talked to them, and they said, "Oh, sorry about the breakdown in communication, but I have to deal with this and this, and I won't be here for this month or next month." Well, why didn't they just say that?
Yeah.
Why, instead of setting up this whole group of people waiting for this person to show up? Now, you would think that's uncommon, but it's not. It's rampant. People don't think anything of it.
No.
This person did not even flinch. Didn't even think anything of, and what I'm finding in talking to people about this week, about integrity, about following through and doing what you say you're going to do and so forth, is I'm finding that a lot of people don't have a clue that that's the proper thing to do. They don't even know.
What about people that are brought up this way, that they have parents that say one thing and do another, and they're not there for them?
And that's all they have to go by, right?
Yeah, that's all they have to go by, and they're raised that way, so they're going to either go off one way or go off another, or be that same person.
I totally agree.
You know what I mean?
that.
But it's going to be skewed, and it's because of their upbringing, and it's just like when you look at people in their the way we act, in cultures,
Right.
in different cultures, you pick up on that, but they were raised in that kind of culture. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
With this happening right here, I'm trying to run this into what you were talking about. It's rampant.
It is.
And then if we turn the picture around and we want to do what we've done in recovery, is that this is a perfect opportunity to stop looking at other people and look at ourselves, because we can't do anything about those people. We can't change them. It's just enormous. But we can do something about ourselves and the way we affect others. Because if we can teach people to do that by our conduct, we're talking about, the human beings,
Right.
then maybe we can do something by changing ours and raising people a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And I really, I think that Marv hit the nail on the head, and we could just open that thing up so broad, you know what I mean, what it is, of having integrity.
It's just sad that society's made it so acceptable, so it's harder to change now.
It's part of the fabric of who we've become.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't care.
No, they don't.
I mean,
You're right.
just think about it a minute. Let me use this example. So there's 3 guys, and they're going to go to an event. And it's pertinent that they be there at a certain time. Well, they live in 3 different places, so they're going to get together and ride together. And the one guy says, well, I will meet you at 5 o'clock. So the other 2 guys, they make arrangements to meet earlier so they can be at this particular spot to meet this guy at the right time. They get there and they sit and they wait and they wait and they wait and they wait. Finally, the guy shows up, and it's time has gone by. They want to be at this event at a certain time.
Right.
The guy that's late, you say something, well, I thought we were going to meet at such and such a time. you hide and watch how many excuses come up about why that guy didn't show up on time. And the other part of the story, as far as I'm concerned, is that guy had no thought at all about what the other two guys went through to get there on time.
Right.
Or how they felt about getting to the event on time. And that is people, in my opinion, what I see, they say something, I'll be there and help you or whatever, or I'll be there at such and such a time, and they don't show up. It's because they don't care.
They don't care. Now, anybody can make a goof. And I made a goof here recently. I was supposed to pick up some literature from somebody. And my wife had surgery, and I totally forgot. But I communicated with the man. I said, I am so embarrassed. Why am I embarrassed? Because you don't do that. And I made a mistake. But they don't give it a second thought. They don't apologize. They don't make amends. They don't care. Like Marv was saying. I was with Marco Ronzi, one of our listeners.
Yeah.
We were in Arizona last year, and he had worked very hard to get a bunch of us together. They wanted to meet the Monty Man from Take 12 Radio and have breakfast and blah, 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 blah. And he asked me if I was up to do a meet and greet kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I said, sure, I'd be glad to. So I fly out there for this other event. So it wasn't like it was sitting skin off my back, really. But I fly out there for this other event. We get together for breakfast at Denny's, and a couple of these people, they're not showing up. So Marco gets on the phone. He goes, "Where are you?" And the one guy goes, "Oh, I just decided not to come."
Oh my goodness.
And Marco's like, and this is one of the main people. And Marco goes, "Why?" He goes, "Well, I just decided not to." Well, why didn't you call me?
Yeah,
and his statement was, it was something like, Marco may correct me on this, but something like, well, I didn't know I needed to. It was just so uncaring. There was no thoughtfulness in it at all. He literally premeditatedly made the decision just to pull a no-show. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a goof up. I'm just not going to come. I'm just not going to come. And the guy got very offended that Marco would even question him on it.
Well, because he got called out.
You bet.
That's why.
I was just going to say, a lot of times, and I don't do this, I do not confront the people, whatever it is.
Right.
Because what they do is they get mad.
They get defensive.
Yes.
And in their anger, they come up with all this ridiculous crap, or you're trying to control me, or you're trying to manipulate me.
I know.
And stuff like
Yes.
that. And it's because they know that they are not doing the right thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been going through that crap with a couple of people, well,
at work?
In my personal life, one being.
Oh, okay.
I think 99% of the time, to add to Marv's thing again, is that it's because they have something more important. They just don't give a damn about the person or their feelings. I really think that they don't give a thought to it. All they care about is what they want to do, where they want to go.
Well, it's like what you said about the upbringing, because Walter's like that, and I've been dealing with him about a couple things like that. But his home is like that. It's just like it's broken like that, and he doesn't give a second
So that's the only
thought to
example
it.
he had.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I'm getting upset, he says what Marv's saying, and I'm like, I totally understand. So now I'm just like, screw it. I can't. They're not reliable people.
Yeah.
Which is sad
Yeah,
because it
so
comes in between friendships.
I think the only thing we can do is try to correct ourselves and be as reliable as we can.
Exactly.
So we can show them there's a better way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for sure. I'm going to fall short of the mark myself.
Sure.
But it's kind of funny. Well, not funny, but since I accepted the Lord several years ago, that kind of stuff doesn't leave me alone. If I do stuff like that,
right,
it comes back and says, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?"
Yeah, you got conviction over it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, even though I missed the concert with you and Marcia, I still kept you guys days advanced.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. I want to go, but I couldn't help it.
And that's always.
I still feel bad about that.
But you shouldn't, though.
I know.
That was not an integrity break.
No?
You were sick.
Okay.
You know,
I felt like it was an integrity break.
No,
now that we're talking
no.
about
When,
this.
when you get sick, you get sick.
And I was like
But
really sick.
You let us know in advance. No, that's not even close to an integrity
Okay.
break.
See,
No,
now
no,
I'm
no,
shaking
no,
because
no.
I got nervous.
It was
No.
real important for I'm moving.
Right.
And so I don't have a car or anything. So this guy was bringing his trailer by, and he was gonna move me in a couple of spots. Right. Well, he's not going to be in town, and it become very important for him to come by face by face and tell me,
right,
hey, you know what? I can't be there.
Yeah.
And he says, but I'll give you a call before I leave, and we'll try to work something out, like leave the trailer there and this other guy can pull it and these kind of things. So he's really trying to stand up to his word.
That's having integrity.
This man has integrity.
Yeah.
He has integrity. He didn't have to go as far as he did, but he made sure that, because he said he'd be there, that now he'll try to work something else out.
You bet.
Because he knows it's hard for me
Yeah.
to have that done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say other people won't do it because I have a vast amount of friends today that I never had before. But, the man has integrity for doing that.
Yeah.
Sure he does. And so yeah, I mean, I used to tell people when I was an employer, I used to say, call me up and tell me your underwear's on fire. I don't care. Just call me.
Yeah, don't know.
Just call me. Just text me. Just drop me a line. Just do something. But to do nothing, and then when you're called out on it, to say, well, I don't understand why you have a problem. I just decided not to show. So some other areas where people seem to lack integrity these days. And I know I'm going to hear people say, well, maybe people were raised with different values. Well, yeah, I think you're right. I think people are. Opening the door for your wife or your girlfriend or a woman. Opening the door I cannot walk into a grocery store and have somebody elderly or somebody that, of the opposite sex, I don't care what age, without opening the door for them. Me
too.
I can't not do that.
Yeah.
It is inbred in me because I was raised that way. I just was. But I've had people go in front of me when I had my cane, when I had my hip surgery, and almost slam the door in my face.
That's rude.
Like I wasn't even there going into the store or something, people, one of the craziest things I ever saw was years ago when I was working for the SS Kresge company, Kmart.
Oh. What'd you call it?
Yeah, SS Kresge is the mother company. And we had Kmart was one of the first stores that ever did dollar days, right? And they had the blue light special, and they were doing dollar days. Well, dollar days would come, and we knew it was going to be horrific. And I mean, the doors were locked. It's 7 a.m. in the morning, and the parking lot is packed with people. And you open up the door, and one of the employees got hit in the noggin by the door because the people pushed it open so fast. Mm-hmm. People were so selfish. I remember this basket of Van de Kamp's pork and beans, and it was 5 for $1. And there was like maybe 20 cans left. And this lady grabs the basket out of the hands of another lady, and they're screaming at each other. Those are my beans. Oh, those are my beans. Oh, those, and back and forth. Management had to come. We had to break it up because people are so self-centered. You know what I mean? Did they ever stop to think, do you have any more in the back? Because we did have plenty. I mean, it was just crazy. I remember a lady who was an employee that worked in the toy department. And the appliance department was right next to the toy department. And the appliance manager's going on lunch. So I asked the lady in toys, can you watch the appliance department? You know what she said to me? That's not my job. I was hired for toys. No, you weren't. You were hired to work at Kmart. That means any department we ask you to cover, you cover.
That's funny.
But she really believed that.
Yeah, I know.
She really believed that was her. That was her only job. Or people, I'm going on a break. I can't help you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ma'am, can you tell me where the paint is? No, I'm going on a break. I'm on a break.
Yeah, there are people like that. I think now, especially in service like that, in customer service. I like to tell stories.
Most of the time, you can't even get customer service.
Right? Thank you.
You can't find them anywhere.
No, you're right. And if you do, it's rude.
You might be right.
So you're going to say, Bruce?
Yeah, I'd like to say something about recovery.
Yeah. So how does this relate to our recovery?
Yeah, and how it does. And now I could be wrong here, but I have some things, medical issues, and I don't get around real well.
Right.
And people know that in the recovery. And I think I get just as many doors opened up for me and people wanting to give me a hand or do something for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's almost embarrassing for me.
Sure.
People are reaching out. Now, there's both sides of the coin. There's some real idiots, you see. But I'd like to put out a for the recovery people. I I can't tell you the amount of doors and help, and they'll get my coffee and set it in front of me and things like that. Yeah. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
Because I think they're aware maybe for the first time in their lives,
So true.
think about somebody besides themselves.
Do you think, Bruce, that there's something in us that screams integrity is the right move, even if you're not raised with it? Because some of those people you're talking about, I know weren't raised with it. And yet when they got sober and they were able to think a little clearer, they almost instinctively would bring you your coffee, get your chair, that kind of thing, and their family life was horrific. Is there something in us that kind of says, you know what, this is the right thing to do, and we ignore it, or we listen to it and actually follow through?
I'm not sure.
I'm not either.
I don't think it's a recovery thing. I think we gain morals. And it comes like a moral thing. Like,
right.
We got tired of hurting people and not treating them correctly, that now we'll do almost anything for anybody, as long as the morals are correct.
Mm-hmm. You said something earlier to me before we got on the air, either for me or against me.
Right.
And I think that has a lot to do with it. And I think that we're really more concerned about ourselves and what's going on and what can please us.
Yeah.
And I think the Western world, the United States, is really that way. We think our happiness comes from riches or from those side of things, and we'll grab them. We have a comfort that's a lot of people don't have. And if you try to take that away from us, and we get a little upset.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
It's like these entitlements. Give somebody some entitlements and then try to remove it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That belongs to me, don't you know?
Yeah. Well, okay, let's talk. We talked about this a little bit off before the show. Marv said something to the effect of, when it comes to smartphones.
Oh, yeah.
Those things ought to be blown up or something, right? So watch people on their smart devices and say anything. Just suggest that maybe it would be nice if you put that down, because I am trying to talk to you, and watch how angry they get.
Right. Okay.
Really angry.
Yep. It's really prevalent. You see it. People come into a restaurant, a man and a woman, or maybe 3 or 4, and 3 people out of the 4 are on the damn
phone.
Yeah. And the one person sitting there looking around, and maybe even trying to have a conversation, and can't get through.
Nope, they can't.
Yeah. Doing this crap.
That's why I love my morning regulars. I have all these sets of regulars that come in, and they don't have their phones out. They're actually having conversation, and it's nice to see that, because you're right. We do have the families that come in, and they're all, even the kids are on the phones.
Well, so let me ask you, who has worked drive up, at McDonald's, right? Does anybody ever pull up and they're on their phone?
Yeah, I talk louder.
And they're actually not on their phone like talking.
No, I
but
talk
actually
louder.
They're texting or whatever at the drive up.
I'll repeat. It pisses them off, but I'll repeat myself and talk louder until they look at me.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know if that's the right
If
thing
you can't
to do, but-
multitask, you're out.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, this, repeat the order. Still no answer, so I say it again the second time, but louder, and I keep going.
We see it all
But
the
the
time.
looks I get from it, oh my God.
We see it all the time. Please turn off your phones for the,
Right,
right. And what do? They think that I can text. The
Sure.
ringer's off.
Or play games.
Or play games.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there's the other side of the coin.
yeah.
People haven't learned yet. You know?
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important for you to take a look at yourself and what do we do to fix that? Maybe we should have a little integrity. Maybe we should have a little forgiveness. Now that's the hard one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's
is.
the hard one.
So we teach people how to treat us.
You bet.
We really do.
You bet.
And
I believe that.
yeah.
Why should we teach them, though, when that was how it used to be? People used to
No,
have
I'm just saying
conversations.
automatically. We default to that. We
Well,
not
the
even
world's getting
intentionally.
worse. It's not getting better.
Well, I know. Yeah, you're right.
The way
The
we act,
distractions.
teaches people how to treat us.
Well, no, I meant about the conversation thing.
Yeah, but
Oh.
the comfort, I think, is where you're going. But that's
Oh,
why
okay.
it's got like this, because, we just want a little happiness.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing I can do is keep my mouth shut. Cause
I can't.
well, I get
That's
upset
good.
about it.
Yeah.
I really do. Not all the time, but sometimes it affects me enough to where I really get upset. And I've determined a long time ago, in most of these situations like this, I better just keep my mouth shut. Because once I get going, and everybody knows this, once you get going, look out, Katie, bar the door.
Right,
Here it
right.
comes.
Katie, what?
Bar the door. You've never heard that.
So I just really work at keep my mouth shut, and that resentment comes in and stuff, and I'm just talking to them. Oh no, I don't want any part of this. Heck with this. It isn't worth it,
Right.
and all that stuff.
So, and that is something. And Bruce, you kind of alluded to it. How do we react to these people that do these things?
Well, I think there's a real danger there, is because that starts boiling up inside of us, and then we're the one that blows it.
Yeah.
We're the one that reaches out. You see what I mean?
Right.
What do we teach?
We're the one that just doesn't show up. Well, heck with them. I just
Yeah.
won't show up either. And
How do we vent that stuff? Where does it go?
I used to say this in meetings, and meant it when I said it, but I've got more regard for the horse than I do the people. I've said that many times, and it's because of this kind of thing we're talking about, amongst a million other things, of course, which is my own stuff, a lot of it. But I meant it, and I did. I spent a lot of time alone. But I've since learned that's not good for me to do that. It's going to continue to cause me more problems.
Right.
And I've had to change my mind about that. And Bruce is absolutely right. What do you have to do? Forgive.
You do.
You got to forgive.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm going to pull a Bruce. Hold
Okay.
on.
What's Tony up to?
I'm getting my Jesus on. Hold on.
She getting her Jesus on.
Luke 23:34a. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. I posted that.
And you're right? If they were raised that way and they don't know any better, they don't know what they're doing.
Because that was the Redeemer. They didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, and that was the Lord himself.
Which is the hardest thing to do because we want to get mad.
Mm-hmm. And remember, the reason we're supposed to forgive is because he's up there because of us. Mm-hmm. And if he forgave us, why can't we learn to forgive others? And it's just hard. We could take this from that right into another facet. You know what I mean? I like the way Marv just put it.
I do too.
You know
I do
that.
too. So what are we going to do? We're going to go back. We're going to go back to drinking because somebody ticks us off because of their lack of integrity. Some will.
You bet.
Some will.
Yeah, you bet.
Are you going to say, Marv?
Well, I don't know if it's right to even say this, but when Tony said what she did, a thought came to my mind, and that was, did Judas have any integrity? No. And look what happened to him.
Wow.
God, I love the diversity.
Okay, I'm not that far into it.
It's because we have that with the people that are sitting here right now.
Yeah.
See, my mind don't think that way.
But see,
isn't that right?
like Pastor Kelly said, though, God did give his real only son, beloved only son, whatever.
Yeah.
I listen to church. Now I can relate to you guys on a different level.
I love it.
Yes,
Yes.
you can. Yeah.
So do you think, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy nut, but do you think there's something in the water?
Oh.
And the reason I say that, kind of tongue-in-cheek, I say things like chemtrails and stuff like that.
Let me just stop you right now. There's nothing in the water, brother.
It's in the coffee.
That's who we are outside of Christ.
Yeah, but it just seems, maybe it's just because I'm getting older, it just seems to me that in the last 15, 20 years, people have lost their minds. Has it always been that way, or am I just noticing it more?
I don't know.
We do live in a completely different world
Yeah,
than what it was 20 years ago.
yeah.
I know, and I'm only 28, so, I mean, Jesus, I was 12 back then. No, it has changed.
We
That's
are
why I said-
talking about integrity.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Tony.
Okay, that was like...
Knock it off.
No, but you're right, though. From like 15, 20 years ago, it has totally changed. That it's awful. But it's socially acceptable now, which makes it right to people.
Yeah.
Now, see, there you go. And that's just how bad it is. It seems right to him.
Yeah, and that's scripture verse. There's a
Right.
way that seems right to a man, right?
At the end thereof is the way of death.
The end thereof is the way of death.
Just, God, I think now back of my neck,
Just hair standing up.
standing up on it, and
Yeah.
everything else.
It is
You know,
too, I
from-
saw it.
No, because of what Marvin
No, I know.
Yeah.
Money said. It was just, my goodness.
Yeah, yeah. Well, stuff to chew on, folks. I'm going to check my integrity meter. It might be a good idea for everybody to do that.
I think so, too. Mine,
You
too.
know, that's part of keeping our side of the street clean. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you're not able to, own up, fess up, let somebody know. Pick up a phone, say something. Just don't vanish on people.
Yeah.
Open the door for somebody once in a while. Say good morning. I mean, do something today to make somebody else's life a little easier, and God will bless you for it. He really will.
Yeah.
So closing out today is Michael Pernton with his song "I'm Ready to Surrender." Check it out.
Calling 911, yes, this is an emergency. Can someone send a sober alcoholic to me? There's gotta be a recovering drunk in this neighborhood. Gotta get to it while the getting's good. Cause I'm ready to surrender, I've had enough, that's it. Bring along a big book and a spiritual toolkit. When I forget I'm an alcoholic, you can help me remember. I'm ready to surrender. I was falling down and blacking out, not chucking Thunderbird. Praying by the porcelain to hear God's word. They shut off the heat and water, and my rent is overdue. I got no one left to turn to but you. And I'm ready to surrender, I've had enough, that's it. Bring along a big book and a spiritual toolkit. When I forget I'm an alcoholic, you can help me remember. I'm ready to surrender. I'm more than willing to go to any length to see the light. You can take me on a 12-step call in the middle of the night. Save me from my exes and the judges and the cops. This time I'll really stay stopped. 'Cause I'm ready to surrender. I've had enough, that's it. Bring along a big book and a spiritual toolkit. When I forget I'm an alcoholic, you can help me remember. I'm ready to surrender. I'm ready to surrender. Surrender.
Michael Purrington and the Messengers.
I surrender.
Are you ready to surrender? I hope so. Until our next broadcast, this is the Take 12 Recovery Radio family wishing God's perfect serenity for you. Bye-bye now.
This has been a broadcast of KHLT Recovery Broadcasting.
Cause she's a super cat, she's super kitty, meow.
Here, kitty, 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 meow.